Oh, great. My I was so jazzed. My webcam's not working. Oh dear. Okay, hold on. If you guys hear me, happy Crimson Tuesday. Please enjoy this glorious screenshot from Personal Nightmare, which we will start playing tonight. While I try to figure out the camera, because sometimes, I don't know why, but it just doesn't work sometimes, and it's very strange. Capture method. What? Okay, wait. Hello, heyo, Faria, Blaholtzen, Mouse and Miss, happy Crimson Tuesday. What? Oh my gosh. See, I even, See, now this isn't on, we don't want that. What's going on? Okay, hold on. Okay. No, I want video capture device. Why? Okay. Yes, that's what I want. Oh my gosh, you guys, what a disaster. Why are you doing this? What? Unbelievable. It's not, Okay, what is happening? I'm gonna put the personal note. Okay, here I am. There I am. Okay, wait, so one of these cameras is working. Okay. This is not the same. Why does it do this? Okay, don't worry. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it live. I just need to apply the Chroma Key again. Yes. Okay, so let's get the Chroma Key going again. Okay, wait, that's the one? Okay. Properties. Oh, not properties. Artistic Coolies, good to see you. Anyway, good to see you. It's always Sammy as well. Yeah, I don't know. My gosh. Okay, wait, that's not the one I wanted. I want filters. Oh, look, and it's like showing like other parts of the room. Okay. You're gonna see the magic happen. Okay, let's get a Chroma Key going. And I have my Chroma Key worked out perfectly. That's not, no. See, I have a green, but it's actually a custom color. I'm just gonna have to, I fine-tuned this over many days. Gosh. Disaster. Bill Coon, good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, it's not a perfect screen. I have to, because my green screen is actually darker than green, so I have to do a custom color. And it's kind of more bluey green, maybe? Okay, okay. Nope, worse. Evil Tentacle, good to see you. Asian Rex, hello, happy Crimson Tuesday. Disaster, you guys. Disaster. Maybe if I make it greener and darker? I have it perfectly, no. I have it perfectly tuned. Should I just restart? Because I have a camera that's, the Chroma Key is perfect, and I labored over it. Or should we just continue to bungle along, trying to find... Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. If we turn off the Chroma Key, let's get a good idea of what's going on here. Let's turn off the Chroma Key. Okay, it's kind of like, mid-colored green? This is fine. Disaster is if Quilt Nancy comes alive and steals your computer's power cord. I'm gonna try one more time. Chroma Key, let's do this. Okay, it's not the green. That's not as... I want it better. Okay, custom color. It's not this bright crazy green. It is darker. Let's just go darker and see how that works. It's bluer. Yes, okay, that's better. We got somewhere there. Okay. Rough average color is B and... Okay, good. Blaholzen's got it. So Blaholzen, you're a mod, by the way. I know we discussed this a little bit. So thank you for helping. Okay, so I'm going to enter the hex value in. Okay. 59 B0A4. That's the color? No, wow. Yeah. Oh. Oh, smoothness. Okay, that's fine. I'm prepared to accept that. I think. Is there a border showing? No, okay. Let me move myself around. Okay, that's fine. It's not as good as what I have. It's not as good as what I have when I laboriously calibrated this myself. But anyway, we'll do this. Yes, thank you, Blowholes, and I really appreciate your help. Beep boop, I'm not a bot. Okay, yeah. Good enough. We're gonna go with that. Hi, welcome. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Disaster. I had OBS open and everything, and I guess I just didn't check the camera. There's always something. So, tonight is an art stream. We are going to continue to work on the scene we've been working on. Also, so the tail end of the stream, so maybe from 10 onward to 10:30, I'll start playing Personal Nightmare, and then when we get to that section of the stream, I will give some more information about Personal Nightmare, and then we'll get into that. But I guess I should do a dev update first. Jim X Games, good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, Nancy. The Chroma Key is not kind to Nancy. Yeah, she's got holes. She got holes in her. I'm so sad. Okay, I'm not gonna be sad about the Chroma Key anymore. We're gonna move on. Dev update. I've been spending the past week or so testing chapter 3. So when I get through that, I'll test chapter 4 again, and after that happens, I will look at the feedback that's been clogging up my email box for many months. After that, there'll be a beta ready that I will send to my beta testers. And after that, I will come up with version 15 or 16 of the demo for people. And that's just a fewer, I'm not going to say bug-free, I'll just say fewer bug version of the demo with some quality of life stuff like the new text inventory window. And the parser should be a bit kinder. Yes, the beta, exactly. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, there's a lot that has to go on and get done before that. So that's the dev update. Trailer. I'm going to run the trailer. I'm going to introduce myself as always. Welcome to Crimson Tuesday. I'm Julia. I am making the Crimson Diamond, which is a mystery adventure game. It stars that lady who usually is not got holes in her, but you know, today she's not feeling that good. But you play Nancy Maple, and you are a rookie mineralogist, and you get sent up to Crimson, Ontario, up in northern Ontario, Canada, and you have to investigate a diamond claim. And that's what you're doing. It's kind of like a cozy mystery type of Agatha Christie type of a thing, where you're in a lodge with other guests, and you get to sneak around and listen to what people are saying, and figure stuff out that way. And chapter 1 is a playable demo on Steam and on itch.io. It's text parser, and I will play the trailer to give you an idea about what that looks like. It's just me on the team and Dan Pollicar who is doing the music. So I'm gonna run the trailer. Okay. Here we go. Crimson, Ontario was once a prosperous, lively mining town. But that was a long time ago. Now it's quiet, nearly deserted, and some folks aim to keep it that way. Nancy Maple is an aspiring mineralogist assigned to follow the trail of a dazzling diamond. An intriguing cast of characters has converged under one roof, each meaning to get their own way. Or else. Will Nancy untangle the mysteries and machinations before it's too late? Will the sleepy town of Crimson shine once more? Find out in The Crimson Diamond, an upcoming adventure game by Julia Minamata. The Crimson Diamond demo is available on Steam and itch.io for Windows PC and Mac OS. Okay, so that is the gameplay. Basically, what the gameplay looks like for those of you who have not played adventure games from 30 years ago, which I kind of get the feeling that most people in chat did. But just in case, I'm trying to design the game in such a way that everyone can enjoy it, even though you might not have played that type of game when you were young. Crimson Diamond 2, Who Shot Nancy Maple? Yeah, that's pretty grim, isn't it? Ugh. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Nancy. Blaholson, you were loudly singing the theme song earlier today when you realized it was Tuesday. Good. Yeah, and it's funny because the theme song has no lyrics, but I keep on telling Dan we should make lyrics to that song. Yeah, exactly. Cosmic Boy 3, good to see you, by the way. Who hasn't played this type of game when they were young? Where in the world is Nancy's body? Yeah, she's missing some pixels back there. So we're going to get into art really soon. We're going to really dive right in. But before we do that, I wanted to quickly discuss, now that Halloween is over, the holiday season is now underway, and I do have a Patreon, which I have a here's a link to the Patreon. I do have a Patreon, and I've underutilized it, but every holiday season, my Patreons who are at the $5 US dollar tier get a physical greeting card in the mail, and the last year's look like this. Oh no, she's being chroma keyed out. I do have a photo of this, so you don't have to worry about that. But this was last year's card, and I put a personalized message in each of these. And so if you're a $5 tier patron on Patreon, it doesn't matter if you start being a $5 tier Patreon November, December, as long as you're a $5 tier patron by the time I mail them out, then you're totally eligible. And as well, if you're a new $5 tier patron, then you get a bunch of bonuses. So I'll show you what that looks like. Oh, yo, but Laholson, you're just singing la la, la 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 la. I'm not doing the tune properly. Oh, good. Even with first gray beards, even if you don't have a beard, we know and love that gameplay. Yeah, there isn't a word for going la 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 like there is for humming. La-lying, lolling. Yes, this is the magic. Yeah, so I've got a quick picture I want to show. So this, if you're a new $5 tier patron, you get all this bonus stuff. And the reason the current patrons don't... Oh, see, I'm disappeared again. What? Oh, look, but I'm behind it. I'm behind it. Wait, give me a second. Okay. Okay. Where's that layer? Okay. Okay. Okay, there I am. Okay. Right. So the reason that the current $5 tier patrons don't get this stuff is because they got it all last year. If they hadn't, and if you're a $5 tier patron and you're missing one of these pieces, please tell me and I'll send it to you. But what you get is the greeting card. You get a smaller postcard that is also the same image. You get a Crimson Diamond sticker, and you get the two postcards that I've designed. There's a daytime version and a nighttime version. So you get all that stuff, along with the new holiday card, which I have not finished because I have not started it yet. And the holiday season is it's a very wide range of days, I would say. Anywhere between mid-December to mid-February, shall we say. But yeah, and here, yeah, so to see the back, so here are the postcards, and the postcards actually these are what I print out and take to events, and they have some pictures on the back and some printing and all that fun stuff. So these are beautiful full color postcards, and there's the card and then the postcard, which is see-through. It's not really see-through in real life. It's got a Crimson Diamond logo on it, and the sticker. You also get the sticker, plus of course this year's Christmas card to be designed, TBD. Yeah, Jim makes him, yeah, so anyone in the world. So I just said $5 USD tier because that's just the most common. It's actually, in Canadian, it's $7.50 tier, but I'll send them anywhere in the world, and I have done. So, yes. So that's that, and so I'll be mentioning that every stream until the holidays are over, or until I mail them, I guess. But I won't be showing progress for that piece. The patrons, the one thing they get the entire year, the patrons at that tier, is the card, and they get to see it first before anybody else, and that is their one thing. Which I'm kind of thinking I do want to figure out Patreon better. I've started to take there's this 6-week Patreon workshops that I've signed up for that are free, and they're being hosted by Patreon. And so I'm hoping to do some more stuff with my Patreon because I really haven't done much at all with it, and I think I should do more with it. But for now, that's all. There's the holiday card. Yes. So that's that. And yeah, let's get into the art stuff. Yeah, Valentine's card eating with. Yeah, there's no Valentine's card yet. Um, I'm trying to figure out what else I could possibly offer people. I made some notes about what people might want um, as tier bonuses. Like it's some of the stuff they said in the workshop was the ability to submit questions, polls, topics to cover, possibly games to let's play. So if Personal Nightmare goes well or hilariously badly, maybe help me pick the next game from a list of games that I already own. And yeah, maybe a Patreon, credits, which I kind of already plan to do for the games, is have the name of the patrons in the credits. But other stuff, I don't know what else. Okay, so let us move on to the piece. Oh yeah, actually, one more thing. One more thing I did want to show is so that is the bonus stuff that you'll get as a new $5 tier patron. But there is another fun thing. I did add the sparks and the animated fire, and the firelight kind of glints off the edge of the rocks and off our favorite bucket. I did that a little bit after the end of last stream and a bit today. Yeah, and it's very simple, like a 4-frame animation. Ooh, you finished 4 Travelers game recently. It was quite dark thematically. Oh, the winter 4 Travelers game, that looks amazing. Yeah, I do want to play that. Can I do a real stream to ask you if you saw the new Disney Mickey and Friends Truth Be Bold collection from Morph? No, I have not heard of that. I know Morph is a Morph or Morphe is a really great makeup brand, and I don't have anything from them, and I would love to try them. So I'll have to look up that stuff. I was kind of eyeing the new Pat McGrath Celestial Mothership big huge palette, but I still am really enjoying the Celestial Mothership palette that I bought from Pat McGrath last year, and I feel like I don't really need the new palette. But I'm wearing a lot of the Pat McGrath palette on my eyes today. I just love that palette so much. Hey Sledge Studio, good to see you. Deluxe Tux as well. Oh my gosh, you were up at 4:30 this morning. Yikes. But yeah, so that, and the reason why we're not seeing any of the light flickering on the fisherman character right now is because I do plan on animating him. We did do that 3-frame animation of him gutting the fish, and I will be adjusting that so that the light is kind of moving on his face and his arm. But I haven't gotten to that stage yet. But just something just really super simple. So much more of this could be animated, but I'm probably not going to. I could make like the firelight, the shadows flicker more, or I can make the light halo around the fire also. But I'm not going to do too much with it because it's a pretty short shot, and definitely not. It doesn't really require it. Just a little something. Hunter 1043, great to see you. I'm glad you like it, you guys. Yeah. Yeah, the alternating dither for the firelight. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do that. So that alternating dither, that's only 2 alternating, obviously, just back and forth. But yeah, it's one of those subtle effects I thought could really help. And yeah, so you guys saw this all the way through. So thank you for being patient. And we are now, it's not even 8:30 yet, you guys, and we're going to get right into the next piece, which I will... hold on. I will tell you when to yell at me if this doesn't happen. Shift Control 8. Okay. Yell at me if you don't see Photoshop right now. Oh, you know what? You probably don't see my face. Hold on, I gotta fix that. Oh no, you do see my face. It's just not it's not organized properly. Hold on. Let me do this. Okay. And why is it not flipped? I wanted to show the lamp today because I know last week you guys some person, one of you folk, did a clip where I was raving about the lamp in this shot, and you can't see the lamp right now because the Nancy banner is obscuring it. So I actually flipped the shot for today because I wanted to show the lamp because I love lamp. I love this lamp. It's brass, you can tell. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna go with. Okay. Agent Matt, good to see you. I'm glad you like the fire. Yeah, I love just simple, effective animations like that. Okay. Yes, I love Lamp. Lamp is brass, so we're gonna show off Lamp today. Okay. Yes. Wonderful. So let's get started. So yeah, the as I've said before, this jetty that we have here, this is in the game right now, and that's kind of been my visual reference for this daytime shot that's in the intro sequence. I'll be using a lot of the same kind of techniques and colors, so that'll keep this one. Hopefully, this will be a lot quicker than the nighttime version that we just worked on with the fisherman, because the nighttime version with that one, I don't use that color palette in the game because I thought it was too dark and for actual gameplay, and it just when you have a full color sprite like the way Nancy Maple is and you put her in such a dark environment, it can look really weird. And so I wanted to lighten up my nighttime, and that's part of the reason why that I think that took a while is we were deciding exactly how that palette was going to work. The shade is fabric 1043 on the lamp. Yeah, the shade is fabric. I will say if there's one criticism I have for lamp, it's that I think the shade is pretty big for the height of the actual base. So I'd either do a smaller shade or a taller base. That's the only criticism I have about the lamp. Otherwise, it is beyond reproach. Yes, last week we were looking at this shoreline. And you know what? It didn't automatically jump out at me as something that I don't like. So I'm feeling kind of okay about that. One thing I was saying before is I want to create a sense of depth. Let's start a new layer. I wanted to create a sense of depth with the cattails so they're just not all in a row. And I can already feel like there's a kind of a problem. And let's turn off the fisherman. There's kind of already a problem here where these are all too lined up. So I do want to make some of them fall back a bit here. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about playing Personal Nightmare live. I've never done a Let's Play before. And that game is really tricky, even if you have the walkthrough, which I have printed out beside me. Because I did play it on my own, which I do recommend if you do want to try it. But it's still tricky because time passes just all the time. Just like real life, which is horrifying. Yes, pop some cocktails in the foreground, Deluxe. Yeah, that's a good. That would mean we're seeing, yeah, we kind of do see the suggestion of this opposite bank, don't we? Because we've got this rocky outcropping and this tree. So that would probably be a good thing to do to give it a sense of depth. So we can definitely give that a shot. And I suppose, I'm wondering about, let's see, the fisherman is here. Okay, let's just give it a shot. So if we had some of this bank here, that could be nice, I think. I think that could be nice. Contiguous. Okay, why not? That might help us feel there's just a few with a few cattails in the foreground, and they wouldn't be anti-aliased like this. They would just be because they're closer, so what they would do is they would be brighter than the other one. So I kind of like the idea of having that. So let's just throw a couple in there, and I'm going to make those stalks thicker as well. And just make them more of that pure color. And larger. Yeah, I think I like that already. Evil Tentacle, you've been playing Elvira 1. That game is hard. Yeah, that game, it looks horrifyingly hard. Oh, 32-bit kid, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Cosmic Void 3. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. Yes, Jim makes games, that's true. The good thing about Let's Plays is that they're still entertaining if they go badly. Maybe more so. Oh, wow, 32-bit. Thank you for gifting a tier sub to Slat Studio. That's amazing. I really appreciate that, you guys. Yeah, just even you guys showing up is wonderful, you know? I appreciate any and all support. because, you know, making a game, especially if you're kind of making it on your own, it can get it can get challenging to just motivate yourself sometimes. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I kind of I like the idea. I like the idea of these, and actually, I could kind of almost make these shapes were not cattails in the bottom right, but I'm going to make them cattails, and I'm going to make them black because I do like that idea of this. Oh wow, 32 Picket! Thank you for gifting the sub to Froy. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much. I'm getting warm, so I'm going to take my sweater off. Some of the cattails should be half blown away and not have so much brown on top. Rory, that is a good point. I was at a park the other day by a lakeshore, and I did notice that the cattails kind of get fluffy, and I'm going to need to take a look at some reference before I can do that. But it is a good point that does happen. Although I wonder, this is kind of late August, so I wonder if they would do that by late August. Something I have to check out. I think these are too high. Give me a second. I'm just going to knock these down a little bit. Maybe not this one. This one's too close. Yeah, that's amazing. 32-bit kid. Yeah, Deluxe Tux. Yeah, the black cat. I'm going to do that for sure. I just want to drop in a few more on here. I'm going to do one past this rock here to give that feeling. Make it like, and I do like the idea of making it smaller because that's giving us a sense of depth as well. So, yeah, I'm not going to be, you know, a Let's Play person who doesn't take hints. All hints will be welcome. But I do have the walkthrough with me, so it won't be necessary. But if anyone wants to help, I'm not going to figure that stuff out on my own. I'm not a professional. I just want to get through the thing and just see all the screens basically. Now you go back to lurking, the 32-bit kid. Absolutely, whatever you like. Absolutely. Milkweed is kind of nice. They have like very strange pods, and the pods kind of look spiky and scary, but the inside is really gloriously silky and nice. I agree. Uh-oh. Did I just freeze? What happened? What's going on? Oh no, an error occurred. Adobe Photoshop just encountered a problem it needs to close. An error report has been generated. Click Send Report to help us analyze the cause of the problem and explore solutions. Okay, tell us what led to the error. I don't really know what happened. I'm just going to restart it. I'm sure it's going to be fine, but I was just using the brush tool. I was using the brush tool, and then it stopped working. And then it crashed. Sad face. I'll try to more detail. And I pressed X to switch background and foreground colors. Okay. Oh, my scene just changed? Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll get it back. Don't you worry. Okay. Oh no, quartz. Why not? That's, and where is my, wait a second. Okay, so that's that. That's that. Photoshop, okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm just gonna load back up on Photoshop. Give us a second. So sorry. Today is just a catastrophe already. Mm-hmm. It's fine. Yes, it's all fine. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, I'm just loading up Photoshop again. Okay, not sure what happened there. I'm also gonna just reopen my files that I get. So you don't see Photoshop yet. Don't worry about it. It's all good, such as the way of streaming. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to open my proper files. Okay, that would be Jetty. Okay, the EGA palette. But yes, Personal Nightmare. I'm excited to show it. I did show some of it in just slideshow and kind of running you guys through a little bit, but it's really fun. And when I'm reading through and performing the walkthrough, I like to think of how the game would look. How the game would look from a story perspective if we take the walkthrough as what the guy's actually doing, because I kind of get the feeling that the walkthrough, and this is good with the walkthrough is super efficient in how it runs everything, but it doesn't tend to make sense from a story perspective, although to be fair I don't know if the game would anyway. Okay, I'm going to switch to Photoshop and you guys can shout at me if you don't see Photoshop. Is there a lamp like that in Crimson Diamond, Jimmix Games asks, and I'm ashamed to say no. There's nothing as amazing as the brass lamp in Personal Nightmare. I have a lamp that kind of looks like a Tiffany lamp, that kind of stained glass, leaded shade, with wrought iron, and it's gorgeous, and it's in the parlor, but it's nowhere close to this lamp. There's a lamp in the study of the Crimson Diamond that is a kind of a banker's lamp. It's got that long green shade on it, and it's got brass fixings, but it's not as spectacular. No, we didn't seem to lose much of anything. Here we are. Yes, brass lamp DLC. I'm super jealous of the lamp. I'm super jealous partly because it can be really difficult in just regular media to emulate the look of metal, even more so in EGA. And so when it's done effectively, I get really excited. Yeah, and I think, yeah, I'm gonna do one more back here, but I'm gonna just eliminate this piece. Yeah, right now, we're still kind of playing around with the composition of this one, and that's fine. Low res is really forgiving about that type of a thing. Okay. Yes. Rendering metal is a fun challenge, Bellholton. And why are you typing so poorly? It's all good. It's all good. You're oh my gosh, it just crashed again. That's not good. Using brush again, and then it crashed. Yeah, I'm just using the brush tool like I usually use it. Using Alt as the keyboard shortcut for eyedropper, maybe? Weird. Okay. Weird. Okay. Alright, bye. Yeah, I bet CS2 would not be crashing right now. There could be a new... Okay, let me look. Creative Cloud. What do you got? No, there are... Nope. No, funnily enough, there are no upgrades right now. There tend to be every day, and there are none today. I'm going to try... Okay, one more time, you guys. One more time. We're going to try one more time. I'm going to switch back to this. Oh, you know what? Why don't you look at this a bit more while I load back Photoshop again? Hello, Adam David Collings. Good to see you. Welcome to chat. I'm sorry it's a disaster tonight. You say, hi Julia, watching you live for the first time. Have been to some of your past streams in replay and have had a little play with Crimson Diamond. Love what you've been doing with the game. Thank you so much, Adam David. I really appreciate it. I'm so sorry it's a complete This is a more of a disaster than usual. It's never perfect, but Photoshop is really misbehaving tonight. Um, it's kind of a bummer. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just open up that one file. It shouldn't make a difference, but, whatever. Yeah, Photoshop is being mean tonight. And probably the last update broke something. Yeah, that's the thing what I don't like about updates. My Photoshop CS2 hasn't been updated in about, I don't know, 15 to 18 years, and I've never had a problem. Well, I can't say I've never had a problem. Okay, okay, maybe I gotta save it in a different place. Okay, no, it's saving to the desktop, so that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna switch to Photoshop again, Shift Control 8. Okay, tell me if you don't see Photoshop. And we're gonna try again, and if it crashes again, we might just have to do Personal Nightmare. We'll see how far we get. So it's 8:39 right now. Let's see how far we get. Okay, it's not going anywhere this time. Okay, no, this is over. Wow, it really doesn't like anything right now. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yes, that's why I always stick with Windows 90. You know what? Fair enough. Why don't we just load up CS2? Because now that I changed my settings for OBS streaming, maybe CS2 will work better now. So, yeah, let's load up CS2. I still have it on my taskbar, so that just goes to show I'm not quite over it yet. Yeah, too many cattails, evil tentacles. Yes, the buffer for cattails has been overrun. Yeah, let's we'll try CS2 again. Good old CS2. Hold on, I will get it going. What are you guys looking at right now, by the way? Oh, you're not looking at anything. Okay. What? Look at this again. Look at this again. While this loads. Yes, Adobe really wants me to play games tonight. And yeah, Sprite 4, I know. Sprite's really good. I should learn it. I'm so lazy. Okay, forest scene. Okay. Okay. Nope. Okay. Oh, and did I have my music on even? I stopped it. The problem is we didn't have the music on. I think that was the problem. Okay. Okay. I'm going to switch to Photoshop. Control Shift 8. Okay, please yell at me if you don't see Photoshop. Jimmyx games, I have used Sprite 4 animation a few times, but I haven't really been doing a lot of animating for a while, and so I haven't really been using Sprite very much. Okay, we're gonna give this a try, you guys. So far, so good. I just made a single pen stroke. Yeah, with any luck, this weird difficulty will have resolved itself by next week. It's a little slow, but it's totally manageable. Yes, we made a pixel. And good, we can see it. Great. That's what we need. We need this to be seen. And I'll make one. It is really slow. And I probably should make some of these overlap. Because it is weird that they don't. Because they certainly would in real life. It is slow. It is definitely slower, but it works, so we're gonna go with it. Karosalash, good to see you. Fisherman returns with a prequel. Yeah, this is the first fisherman shot in the intro sequence. So I thought it would be good while we have the fisherman kind of fresh in our minds. to start there. And yeah, we've been making good progress up until now when Photoshop Creative Cloud decided not to work. And it is just a little slow, but I'm going to stop complaining about that. Okay. Yes, Photoshop. Yeah, slow is better than stopped. So we're gonna go with it for now. I'm not thrilled, but hopefully hopefully the update that they decided they wanted to break Photoshop with in Creative Cloud at every turn, hopefully that gets fixed, and we won't have to deal with this as it is. So I'm going to get rid of this part, but I'm going to bring it back as cattails. Yes, the Phantom Anything Studio is a step up from the Phantom Menace. Is that the most disappointing movie ever? Ambersine, good to see you. Blowholton, depends on who you ask. I've heard people, younger folk, who really quite like the prequels. So, you know, it definitely depends on who you ask. Cosmic Void 3 says the Warcraft movie was pretty disappointing. I kind of liked it. I know it wasn't good, but it looked great. I thought they did a really good job with the orcs. The actual human characters were not that great, I don't think, but I thought there was a lot of positives there, and I used to play a lot of Warcraft, so it was kind of thrilling for me to see all that stuff done in such nice graphics, because World of Warcraft never really had amazing graphics. Crosslash says there's no way to win with most disappointing movie with Star Wars. It's one of those ones, unfortunately, that it just hasn't aged very well either in terms of its special effects. Because you could sometimes say, well, this movie wasn't very good, but at least the special effects were kind of cool. But you can't really say that with those either. Jim Makes Game says, Star Trek Nemesis makes Phantom Menace look like a masterpiece. I haven't seen that one in a really long time. See, there you go, Crosslash. Yeah, I've talked to people who are 10 years younger than I am, and they didn't mind the prequels at all. Exactly. Yeah, so maybe it's a generational thing, or a half-generational thing. Mouseman says World of Warcraft created a years-long gap in your life. Yes. And Cosmic Void 3 says you used to play Warcraft. Yeah, I used to play Warcraft. I started in Burning Crusade, and by the time, and played through Mist of Pandaria, but whatever the next thing was after that, I think kind of leveled off. Would anyone like to guess if I was Alliance or Horde, and what race I played and what class I played in World of Warcraft? Mousemas left before the pandas. Karashlas guessed I played Horde. I quite liked the Panda expansion. I liked all the cooking. That was a lot of fun. Beholton wishes he knew enough about WoW to guess. I think these need to be bigger. You know, if I was smart, I would have put that on a separate layer completely. Give me a second. I'm going to be smart and put that on a separate layer completely. Blauholzen, you think it would have been a troll? Mousemas played an Alliance Warlock. Ah, Jim Makes Games says, I think you played an Alliance Dwarf because they like gems and rocks. Mousemas guessed Horde Rogue. Bill Kuhn played only Warcraft 2 to be I only found Warcraft 2 to be the Warcraft game I enjoyed. I was Orcs 95% of the time. Well, Bill Kuhn, I never played the RTS games. I only ever played World of Warcraft. But yeah, I hear really good things. I need to put these in front of the dithering. Jim Matt asks, do you think you'll add anything to the fish to illuminate it or make it the brightest color so it doesn't get lost and blend in with the cattails? That is a good point. I hadn't considered it. I hadn't considered it. But maybe. Probably. I'm really liking, yeah, the depth we're creating here. Oh, Ferrari, you also played too much WoW over the years. What did you play? Crosslash definitely has Warcraft 2 nostalgia. Just a Jeffy, good to see you. Well, I did play Alliance, and I was a Night Elf rogue. I've always liked the sneaky characters in these types of games, especially because I was on a PvP server, and I felt like I didn't want to be bothered by people, and being a rogue and being able to stealth around, especially in places like Stranglethorn Vale, I really appreciated that I could do that. Yes, Cosmogorthy, exactly. Sneaky like Nancy. Yeah, just a Jeffy, we're on CS2 tonight because Creative Cloud kept crashing. It crashed 3 times within the space of seconds, and so we decided we're gonna be retro tonight with this, and it's a bit slower, but it works. So we're definitely gonna go with it. Jim Makes Games. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Have a good night. Thanks for coming. Freud, my main was Undead Rogue. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, I had fun times, and I made some nice friends playing World of Warcraft, but it's definitely behind me. I would never go back to it. It's such a time sink. It's ridiculous. I think also I'm going to want, on the upper side here, on the left side, I'm going to want to make the river narrower looking so that it does feel like it's going from small to large and giving more depth. Like that. You did heal on a druid for a few years for as well. My alt was a druid, a night elf druid. All the shape shifting was really cool. Mouse Mace recently went back and played this free trial again until Dead Mines. It was fun, but not going back more. Deluxe Tux once tried MMO a few years ago. Which one did you try, Deluxe Tux? To see if it would suck you in, but you discovered you were long over that scene? Mousman says you level so fast in that version. Yeah, because now you have to get to like level 100 or something, don't you? Or more. Yes, well, yeah, good points, Last Studio. Such a time sink. Solo devs on an EGA parser game. Yeah, you're right. This is very true. Yeah, I think what I'm going to end up doing is, so I'm going to paint this out so that it's not like this anymore, because there's not going to be cattails on this side, for sure. Oops. Boomkin was fun, but you never get a raid spot. I can't say that I was a fan of that form. It just looked weird to me. It's kind of like a mix between an owl and a bear. I really liked the cat form. kitty form because I like cats. Jim Matt, you say the composition's perfect. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm gonna add this frame back in again, but I'm probably gonna draw it as something separate, except for the cattails, potentially. But I need to clear some of this up so that I don't have it in my way. But I will be adding it back in. Oops. See what's happening with the lag is sometimes the color picking is not as accurate as I would like. Oh, Terra, it was called. Deluxe Deluxe, the MMO you tried. Is there an MMO now that is the big thing now? Do people play MMOs anymore? How's a Warcraft doing still? Is it still a thing? Oh, Mouse Miss thinks Final Fantasy 14. Huh. Final Fantasy 14. Is that what people have done? What about that's just on console, I'm assuming though, right? The big thing is Minecraft, Cosmic43 says. Black Holton assumes that World of Warcraft is still big. Roblox. Oh, Jester Jeffrey says seems like there's a plethora of free to play MMOs. Yeah, I don't know what's going on anymore. Anywhere. I just don't. I don't play AAA games, and I don't play MMOs, and I don't play Roblox or Minecraft or do people? I feel like an old person. Do people still play Fortnite? Do people still play Among Us or whatever it's called? I don't know what goes on anymore. I mean, yeah, look what I'm doing right now. I'm out of it. I don't think I've ever been with it. Among Us is big with young kids. Well, that's really cool because that game, it kind of requires a lot of social skills to play. That's nice. I'm glad to hear that because that game seems like it'd be pretty challenging. Social deduction and things like that. Fortnite is still big. Okay. Ultima Online is the only true MMO. Yes, there's a lot of little niches nowadays for sure. The Lux Tux. You think for things only streamers play Among Us? Oh, kids where I work are on Clash of Clans and Minecraft. Ah. Whoa, Fortnite gross revenue is in the billions, just a Jeffy. I remember reading an Ultima Online article, and it was really cool, and I was really excited about it. But I never played that one. I've only played World of Warcraft. And and then in terms of new games, the most recent game I played was Personal Horror, which was made in 1989. I played World of Horror, and actually right now on my desktop, all installed and ready to go is Hypnospace Outlaw by Jay Tholen. I'm really looking forward to playing that. Xalavier Nelson also worked on that as well. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna give that a shot. But that's pretty recent. Oh. Okay, Adam David Collins says yes, definitely a lot of niches. The best niche is us oldies still dreaming of our childhood adventure games. Hear, hear. Oh, Slash Studio says Among Us is the most annoying game for kids to play for you as a teacher. Kids just constantly yelling at each other. I can see that. Yes, Deluxe Tux. I love the fact that you didn't play adventure games in childhood and you come to them later. Oh, good. Blaholt, you like Hypnospace? Good. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing it. I read somewhere on Twitter that um, there's some kind of part where if you wiggle your mouse cursor back and forth, stuff loads faster, which that's amazing, and I love it. So I can't wait. Oh, Slash Studio's only AAA game I'm likely to play moving forward is Zelda. I just don't play stuff. Because it's first of all, well, not first of all. First of all, no, it's a matter of for me, my computer was until recently, until this year, my computer was an 8-year-old Surface Pro 2, so that's kind of a reason why, but that's definitely not the main reason. The main reason is because I'm not that big on 3D games. And usually when you have a AAA game there, that means they're 3D. And I'm not big on action games anyway, really. So not a lot of AAA adventure games happening. And actually, I kind of feel like they don't need to be AAA anyway, adventure games. So I'll stick with indie people because indie people are the best. Oh, and I just created a guide that I don't want. Okay, so I've cleared that up a little bit. I will add some more little cattails, I think. Yeah, oh, Blaholton, you're the same. Most AAA games don't speak to you. Okay. A cool thing that I did a little bit of research about Personal Nightmare because I wanted to be able to give a little bit of information. One of the designers, one of the programmers on Personal Nightmare was Alan Cox, who apparently also helped to develop Linux. And the engine for Personal Nightmare is actually really cool. When we talked about that the other day, the other stream, so you guys will get to experience that for yourselves. Ooh, you played Metroid Dread Slash Studio? Oh, your brother-in-law Blahoton likes Deep Rock Galactic, which I haven't even heard before. What kind of game is that? I'm interested because it's called Rock. It's got the rock in the name. Okay. Oh, okay. It's a game about being a dwarf in space going on mining missions. A 1 to 4 player co-op game. Nice. What, did I just shift everything over? What just happened? Oh, this is interesting. Did I just shift everything without noticing? What happened? Oh, I did move. Okay, I did. Okay. Why don't I lock this on for movement? Can you just lock it for movement? Yes. I think you can, but I forget how. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. That won't happen again. And actually, I'll probably add, I need something else on this edge here, I think. Oh, it's the same studio that does Satisfactory and Valheim. I've heard of Valheim, I think. Huh. And this one actually... Alright. Jim Matt asks, do you ever grab elements from other screens like ferns or little plants? Yeah, that actually reminds me. I should open up the Jetty again to refer to it. I don't tend to grab elements. It's so fast because it's so low res. It's so quick and easy to just redraw stuff that I tend not to. But I have done that with bookcases in the game. So in the interior of the lodge, there are a bunch of different bookcases. And I have grabbed those and then changed some of the colors of the books and the contents of the shelves. But they're pretty much all the same. Oh yeah. I gotta reach into a different area for this. And boo. AGS working. Best of all rooms. I'm trying to think of other... Yeah, I think the bookcases are probably the only example of that. Maybe some wardrobes I might have dropped in, and then... oh, you know what? There's a couple armchairs I did reuse, but I just recolored them, I think. Upstairs. So yeah, I guess I do a little bit of it. More buckets. I'm going to save this to the same folder as everything else, so I don't have to look for it every time. Streaming stuff. And Jetty 3. Oops. Oh, it's good that you don't notice, Jim Matt, when I reuse stuff, because that's the goal, but I think they're the armchairs in the game, so you can see them in the demo if you play the demo. The armchairs are pretty obvious. This like this little blue armchair that is in the pink bedroom, which Corvus is sharing with Jack, and I think the same armchair might be. I think it's somewhere else. I think I reused that one because I quite liked it. Okay, so. Okay. And I'm just going to clean up the other side of it too, but we are going to add that. I do like the vignette element, but I don't think it should be on the same layer. Oops. Yes, the goal is for you not to notice that something's been reused. And the bookshelves in the game are mostly decoration, but I have a lot of bookshelves. I've always had a lot of books in the house, and so it felt kind of natural for me to put a lot of bookshelves in the house. Also, they're kind of easy to put into games. I think there's some sort of adventure game trope about tons of bookshelves being something that's fairly easy to put into something, and they don't tend to. Well, they usually have some gameplay purpose to them, and I can't say if the ones in the Crimson Diamond do eventually, or if they do at all. But I will say that there is stuff in the Crimson Diamond that I put in, and they don't really have a purpose. They're just there, which I think is nice for games not to just have exactly what they need in them and nothing else. But one can get carried away with such things. You recently read Little Life, Cosmic43 says. What's that one about? I've not heard of that. Just to Jeffy, I think you spend more time browsing books and buying books than you spend reading them. I've got a stack of books to get through. I started reading because of fall and everything and spooky month. I did read Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. I have volume 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, and I hadn't read 3 and 4 yet, or 6. And so I read volume 3, and I'm working on 4 right. Oh no, I finished 4. and it's been really, really good. I don't give myself enough time to read stuff. And that stuff, if you don't just make time to read stuff, it's just never going to happen. So I'm trying to get a little bit better about that. Oh, so let's see. Your reading was one of your great hobbies. Then kids happened. I need to set more time aside for reading. Oh, just a Jeffy, your 2019 New Year's goal was to read more, read 2 books every month that year, and not a single one since. Oh, Cosmic 43, okay. It was nominated for a Booker Award. It's pretty heartbreaking, so probably not for everyone. 728 pages. A Little Life. 728 pages is quite a long book for A Little Life. But it's nice to hear that it's probably a good book. Deluxe Tux is asking, has anyone played the 1994 classic Dreamweb? The game has 150 some possible inventory items and a limited carrying capacity, but you really only need a few to finish the game. Yeah, Deluxe Tux, I've seen Yahtzee Croshaw play through Dreamweb. He does it in 4 parts. He's got a YouTube channel. And I've seen him play that through that. And it's actually a really impressive game. It's got that weird top-down perspective that not a lot of games did. But it looks really cool. And it looks like it was made by a pretty small team. As was Personal Nightmare, which seemed to be made by about 6 people, I would say. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about 5 or 6 people made Personal Nightmare. And I feel like Dreamweb would have been the same. Yeah, you love using top-down, Blau Holton. It's cool. It's a really... It kind of creates a barrier to identifying with a character when you see only the top of their head, but that might be the point with that game. How your family played a lot of Grand Theft Auto 2. Yeah, that's the one that did have that strange overhead. It's not one that's used in adventure games, and I do see why. It's because you want to see the characters in their faces, and that doesn't really happen so much in that particular perspective. Just like where did I see? I think I saw someone on Twitter was showing an isometric game that was an adventure game, and I was thinking, that's kind of cool because that's not really a perspective you see in adventure games usually either. But I thought it looked really cool. And first-person perspective, you don't see a lot in adventure games either. But Personal Nightmare is first-person perspective, and I do like that sometimes. But I will say my favorite perspective for adventure games is third-person. But I think it is cool to have those other ways of doing things. Oops. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see that because when I see an isometric game, because of Diablo and stuff, you think, okay, well, is this going to be an action game or something, a real-time strategy? But yeah, it was really cool to see someone developing an adventure game that way. Pascal Leroux, good to see you. The one you've been meaning to go through is Dark Seed. Don't remember much from it other than a feeling of enjoyment. Well, so that's all you need sometimes, Oops, I didn't want to note. That one also looks really cool. Second person perspective like Zork. Just as Jeffy says, I've noticed that often the best artists don't name their layers in Photoshop. It kind of stresses me out. I think I need to get over it. What do you name the layers, though, is my question. So when you name your layers in Photoshop, what are you naming them? And yeah, I mean, if other people are seeing the layers, like if you're working in television or something and you've got to paint something that's going to go through other people, then I can see why you'd want to name them. But if it's only you really touching the layers, is it necessary? Ah, not bucket. I'd name the rest of the layers that though. And I already have not I do have not bucket. And I have bucket. Bucket. Best pest color being a disembodied camera in Gabriel Knight 3 was kind of enjoyable even with the weird interface. I like it. I kind of do like that first person interface sometimes. It's not my favorite, but I do enjoy it. I feel like that it looks the cattails in the foreground look too fan like. But what I think I'm gonna do, I think I don't want this to just flow from left to right. I want there to be like a tree intersecting this frame. So let's try to put that in there. Blumhouse, you prefer first person? What's on a layer? Answer without looking at it. Well, for me, just to Jeffy, a lot of my layers are like each stream. I'll do layers, or when I'm adding other elements, I'll do layers. I can't really answer that. Because I often don't go back to the same layers to touch them up or do anything to them. So I don't know. It's a weird way to be. Sun's coming from that way, so we're going to oh, yes, when it's a historical setting you can float around and enjoy the architecture. That wouldn't be too bad. I've only played the first Gabriel Knight, I believe. Oh, the Gabriel Knight 3 is the 3D one? Gabriel Knight 3D? Yeah, exactly, Marsman. It's like layers of a coat of paint. They just have to be there. Yeah, and so when I do the animation of the progress through the streams, they come in handy then. And sometimes, like with that bucket, if I wanted to move it around, if it's just one single element, I will do that. But I don't tend to just put stuff on one. It's almost like process layers. So this one, yeah. Right, that's right. Gabriel Knight 2 is FMV. Gabriel Knight 3 is 3D, and the first one, of course, is the best with its 2D pixel art. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's nothing I can say to offer you any insight on my method of not naming layers. I've never really thought about it. It probably, yeah, I mean, I guess there are two schools of thought on it. And people who do and people who don't. Because I don't think people partially do it. I get the feeling that most people don't. Maybe that's just wishful thinking. Oh, Furroy, there's an AI plugin they should add to Photoshop. It can auto-name layers. Oh, scary. Scary. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it scares me. They don't need names. Yeah, I love Slash Studio. I love the time lapses of the Sierra art being drawn. But yeah, I would never ever 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 try to use SCI editor or whatever in order for that to genuinely happen. So that's the closest I will get is doing an animated GIF of the layers. Adam David Collins. Good. Enjoy your lunch, and the rule is when you come back, you have to say what you had. Oh, yeah, color text block holes. I did notice in Photoshop and Illustrator they do have color tags. Um, I don't know if this one does. Color red. Yeah, so you can tag with which I've never actually used, but I'm probably more apt to do that than name them. Although I've never ever used that. I only discovered that accidentally the other day. Predictive layer text. Just to Jeffy says, yeah, that's why I think I need to go over it. Artists don't think about it is a thing. They focus energy on the creative process. I get caught up in all the logistics. That doesn't mean you need to get over it at all. I think there's a lot to be said for being organized. So don't let that dissuade you from doing it the way you like doing it. There's no right way. I mean, how many times have people who don't name the layers just lost stuff? I have. Ah, Jim Matt also. My Photoshop layers are such a named mess that I rely on color. Yeah, I just I don't know. It's okay. It's okay to. There's no right answer. Unless, you're working with other people and they need to know what's going on, then I will name things nicely. And it really is funny because a lot of us have been using Photoshop for a really long time, but when you get into a conversation with someone about Photoshop, I always find I learn something new, and sometimes they do too. There's so much to these programs beyond how we each decide to use them. Just little features here and there. I don't like this cattail. This one. Yeah. But I should have put this on a different layer. Now I'm regretting it. I can do that now. And put these over here. And I will name this layer in honor of you, Just a Jeffy. This layer will be called Foreground Cattails. I'll even capitalize it. Foreground Cattails. Just a Jeffy's layer. Well, that's not informative at all. Rekimaru777, did you finally make it for the first time? Welcome! Welcome to chat. Welcome to your first live stream. Fantastic. Rekimaru, you were the one, I think, that was working on the isometric perspective adventure game in AGS, if I'm not mistaken. Because I was just talking about that, so you came at a good time. Just we were talking about different perspectives in adventure games and how isometric is not really a commonly seen perspective. Yes, that was you. Fantastic. And thank you, Jim Matt. Unless other people have to deal with it, see it, or deal with it, I don't always name layers. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah, I can't even imagine Rekimaru777. I cannot imagine making an isometric game in Adventure Game Studio. So hats off to you for that. I have no idea. Still working on getting back to that game. I like it. I love that as yeah, I can't even think of an isometric perspective adventure game. If anyone else can chime in, if they do know one. Ah, Shadowrun for SNES. Ah, super fun, Pascal LaRue says. Ah, interesting. kind of an RPG adventure. I think, I don't know, there's a lot to be said. Oh no, see, I started doing stuff on my cattail background. This is why we name stuff, is so you keep things straight. Okay. Okay. Fallout 1 and 2 adventure games. True. Yeah, they are. I suppose they are, but they're like role-playing games more like Fallouts, maybe. I think RPGs are like a main. Yeah, the main games use isometric are RPGs for sure. Roke, good to see you. Hey there. Hello, hello. Oops. There is something to be said for the first person, especially because personal horror is a horror game. I guess it would be scarier if you feel like it's happening to you. So I can see why they did that for all their kind of horror games. And also, like, I feel like Elvira 1 and 2 are kind of RPG adventure type of games, so it's kind of it would be natural to see that in first person. Yay! I'm glad you could. Yeah, I'm glad you could catch it. Catch the stream. I don't know if this boulder is happening anymore. Oops. Another nameless layer. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen anymore. Call of the Sea. Nice puzzle game. Adventure puzzle game in first person. Yeah, that's true, Just Jeffy. That isometric, with FPS, you don't have to worry too much about character art and animation for the player. Snatcher. Was Snatcher first person? And I know Harvester was third person. That game is fascinating. I've been watching Adventure Game Geeks play through with his friend, the foremost expert on Harvester. That's been a lot of fun to watch. Snatcher was first person, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do think it's really effective for a horror game for that to be, but it's not, of course, not necessary. And it isn't like Sanitarium, also kind of isometric, which I never played. And also Bad Mojo, maybe, which I also never played. Ooh, I recently watched the highlights of Germa playing Harvester. I've not seen that one. I don't know that. Is that a YouTuber? The Holtzum? Huh. It's a bizarre game, that one. Streamer, Germa985. Cool. I'm going to write that down. Because we will be rating someone at the end of when we finish with Personal Nightmare. So let me write that down. Germa985 streamer. Okay. Harvester is a great experience, not really a great game. I feel like that we might be able to say the same of Personal Nightmare. I keep on wanting to call it Personal Horror because it's a horror game. There's so many interesting things about that game, and I kind of love how it works, and I would love to make something in that same look. But it's I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's highly improbable that anyone could finish that without a walkthrough. Which is why I have the walkthrough, and I plan to stick with it. We're not figuring anything out. I have nothing but respect for streamers who play stuff blind. Yes, Last Studio. Yeah, Adventure Game Geek's videos on Harvester are great. He does really good videos overall. And he did do like a preview video a while back about Crimson Diamond stuff. Rekimaru 777. Going full isometric in AGS can be a challenge, but it's probably your favorite art style, pixel art style, and there's really not that many isometric point-and-click games. Yes, no, this is very true, Rekimaru. So I think for sure, if you did decide to go back to it, it would definitely stand out. Oh yeah, Fractal Mod Mike plays blind. There's a lot of streamers who do, and I don't have the patience. Oh, Pascal, which game offers a lot of deviation? Snatcher does? Cool. I quite like this piece in the Great Canadian Toon Book as well. Wonderful. 9:30, going well. So another half an hour, and then we're going to switch over to some Let's Play Personal Nightmare. But I think we've done pretty well today. And this is going so much faster than the previous one. It just will, I think, go faster because so much of the work is already done in terms of, yeah, the colors and everything. I don't have to figure that out because I have a lot of practice with doing this particular color palette in the Crimson Diamond because I did all the background scenes in this color palette. So. Oh, Harvester allows for deviation, Pascal Leroux says. That's really cool. Oh, cool. Pascal Leroux Snatcher is pretty linear, but makes use of a computer with a search engine that lets you look up terms and things in the game. Gabriel Knight 3 did the same with Sydney, the PC interface used inside the game. I like interfaces within interfaces in games. That's really cool. Yeah, and for you're right. Small palette means way less time to figure out what colors to use. Yeah, which I like. So once I've settled on a bunch of colors, then I don't have to think about them anymore. I feel like I do want to put some rocks in the foreground just for some variety. So why don't we do a different? I kind of feel like the tree to the left, the big one, wants to be clinging onto a rock. Interface option rogue, exactly. There's something fun about it. Really, I know that Beneath the Steel Sky does it. Maniac, Day of the Tentacle does it with Maniac Mansion. You kind of have like the game. I guess it's not really an interface though. Yahtzee Croshaw did an interface in his game as well. The one that was in space. I mean, sadly, given the era that the Crimson Diamond happens in, we won't really be seeing that. Erasmus, those two trees don't seem to like each other. Yeah, I think the tree that's not on the rock is going to be bitter about not being on the rock and being closer to the river. Yeah, Beneath the Still Sky is really cool, and it's free on GOG. So if you have not played Beneath the Still Sky, it is really cool. And I have played through that one myself. Yeah, that tree is definitely higher than the other tree. Yeah, they're a bit standoffish. Yeah. Ooh, Pascal LaRue. It's pretty immersive with Gabriel Knight 3 actually using the computer within the game to learn things and solve a riddle. I like that. I think that's really cool. Yeah, Nancy won't be hacking into any mainframes or anything. This type of thing, where you get a nice sense of scale and you get some blades of grass coming up, like so. And then I will look at my reference for how I treat rocks in other parts of the game for how exactly I'm going to do that, but it's good enough place to start with that. Maybe more little rocks. Yeah, Nancy's not going to hack the Gibson. Yeah, she's not going to go to like a bank terminal and, you know, have her way with it. She's pretty not tech savvy. Yeah, the next game will be set in 2077. She doesn't have enough rollerblades and cool hacker names. Yeah, it's gonna be her great great granddaughter will be a hacker. And I guess what I'll do is I kind of want to have to give a point of comparison between the foreground rocks. There should be some background rocks. Oh, Pascal LaRue, Mabel Mystery 12. Nancy gets kidnapped by aliens. You can get kidnapped by aliens in any era, I would have to say. But yeah, Maple Mystery 12 would be a cyberpunk adventure. Yep, she'll be hot wiring the car that's in Maple Mystery 12. Can we get to 12? Would that be ridiculous? I've spoken about having an idea for Maple Mystery 2. And I do want to make it at least a trilogy, because that's a whole thing, right? Wanting to do that. I want to make a trilogy. Bill couldn't learn about Beneath the Still Sky in late 2019 from Pushing Up Roses. Yes. Yeah, it's really cool to play games, Bill Kuhn, that weren't from CR or LucasArts, because they do have a completely different feel. I mean, that's one of the things I like about Personal Nightmare so much, is because it does feel so different from all the stuff that I've played before. Yes, Maple Mystery 12. Cosmic 43 wants to know how many layers is too many layers. You have 15 right now for a drawing. Well, if we were to open up my intro, the intro art that we did together, there's 90 layers on this. Hold on, I can tell if I start a new layer. 96. So there's 95 layers in this piece, Cosmic Void 3. So I'll say 15 is very reasonable. So don't be too concerned. Jester Jeffy says, in a world where everyone is transported in self-driving flying cars and robot butlers serve our dinner, the year is 2024. I cannot wait for self-driving cars. I don't really like driving. I can do it okay, but where are the flying cars? No, where are the self-driving cars? I know why they're not flying cars, because everyone would die. But where are our self-driving cars? Yes, Last Studio trilogies are nice unless they're The Hobbit. I'm inclined to agree with you. Probably Tolkien would as well. Oh yeah, Cosmic Void 3. Don't even worry about the layers. Exactly, Pascal LaRue. Being able to sleep on a long trip, even commutes. Commuting home and to work and everything. For those who have to commute still, just having a self-driving car would be awesome. Like, just getting your car to pick you up from somewhere would be amazing. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot. Yes, not driving is also your favorite rogue. Yeah, I never forget how dangerous driving is. If you put the wheel 1%, 1 degree off of where it should be, within seconds you're going to be in the median. Do people understand the constant adjusting you're doing in real time to keep the car not from crashing into other people or other things? I think in the future, uh, children of the new generation will be fascinated that hundreds of thousands of people did not die on the road every day because it is incredibly dangerous. I've said this before, my whole driving thing. Blauholsten says, how far into the future would a third game go? Would we get to play Nancy as an old lady? That's a very good question. Um, I will say that for the sequel game that I have planned, she would be around the same age, maybe a year or two older, maybe a few years older. But for the third one, I don't know. I feel like she'd kind of be nearly the same, but there could be like 5 years or 5 to 10 years between all of them. But it would be cool to see Nancy as an old lady. I like that idea. Yes, let's do that. Let's not talk about dwarf elf love story from The Hobbit. Yeah, just to Jeffy, I would be fantastic. Okay, car, please drive across the country. Please wake me up when we get to the west coast, and not even just for personal use, but for trucking. Do they already use automated driving for trucking and stuff? So to ship stuff from on the road, because I would figure that would be a huge thing that the industries would want to do. Rekimaro 777, you still want to see that horror game? Yeah, I would love to do a short little horror game in EGA. Although people did say that my little ghost creature was cute. So I don't know how scary a game of mine would actually be. Hey Anna CGG, good to see you. Hi Julia and friends, what's going on tonight? What's going on tonight, Anna, is I'm going to be doing art for maybe another 20 minutes, and then I'm starting a Let's Play tonight. I'm gonna play Personal Nightmare, and just going by a walkthrough. So if you're here for that, you can enjoy that, hopefully. Mousemaid says self-driving cars are kind of dangerous to other cars. Have there been records of a lot of accidents and stuff? Because I have to say, I probably trust a robot more than I trust a person. Yeah, Gimli and Legolas did have chemistry. That was wonderful to see those two together. Yes, and Rogue says the same thing. To be fair, their chemistry was much more interesting than the other one. Yes, I think we can all agree. Oh wow! Yikes! Mousema says there was an accident where Tesla was blinded by the sun and drove under a truck. Whoa! That's pretty freaky. Because I would think that it wouldn't to just go by like visual sensors. I thought there would be some, I don't know, proximity sensors as well. But what do I know? I'm making a game that looks like a 30-year-old game. I don't know what the future is. They still have a long way to go. Oh, that's too bad. I want them so badly, but yeah, too bad. There's a lot of I know there's a lot of obstacles that don't just have to do with the technology. There's like regulations and everything, like who's liable, etc. So I get it. Just wishful thinking. Okay, so I'm trying to think what my next step will be. And what I'll do now is create more of a sense of depth in the back here. And one of the first things I'm going to do is, I really like the sense of depth in this piece, although I do like, yeah, so I'm going to maybe start making size variations in these trunks. Jeffrey says, in my neighborhood, I've never seen anyone stop at a stop sign, not ever. Always rolling stop, and sometimes barely even that. Self-driving cars would obey traffic laws, I assume. And Anna says, that's the problem with self-driving cars can obey the rules and people don't. I'm pretty good about my stops, but I know what you mean. It can be frustrating. Yes, exactly. Where's my self-driving car? And where's my flying self-driving car? Yeah, back to my 80s style project. This is the future. You just don't know it yet. Yes, pixel art is evergreen. Thank you, Blaholtzen. Uber has self-flying cars on pilot test. Yeah, Rogue, where's my hoverboard at? Did they actually make a hoverboard, but it was almost impossible for people to ride? I thought I read something like that the other day. Yeah, I don't care about a hoverboard. I can't even ride on a regular skateboard. Yeah, movie said hoverboards would be a thing. I think they're cool. I'd like to watch what other people could do on them. What, Anna? Your dad told you when he was younger he had an air vacuum. It would float on a pocket of air instead of having wheels? Is your dad from the future, Anna? Okay. There were real things that were really popular a while back called hoverboards. Oh, hovercraft. They do have like do they have real hovercrafts, you guys? I'm really out of it. I just sit around all day doing this. Exactly what you see here. I don't know what's going on. You could tell me they have hoverboards and hovercrafts, and I would be like, yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, hovercrafts do exist, Mousesmith says, but the air gap is very tiny, like millimeters. Okay, they're around. Okay. Yes, Roka also has no idea. I'm on the internet, mostly the pixels and comics part of the internet. Yeah, I that's pretty much me too. Um, I don't have a clue. Okay, some company did make a real hoverboard, but it can only run on a rail. Oh. Oh, cool. When I was a kid, my friend bought plans for a UFO on the back of a comic book. It was plans for hovercraft of sorts using a vacuum cleaner motor. We spent a summer trying to build it, but never had enough power to lift itself. I've never ordered anything off the back of a comic book. I never thought that was a real thing people could do, so that's kind of amazing that you did that. I saw the ads, but I just... Oh no, I don't like that. It's too symmetrical. There we go. Oh no. Don't do that. That's not what I asked. Oh, they spotted. They do have jetpacks, Mosmus. I'm pretty sure about that. Right? They have. Don't they? It's so sad because the future might already be here. I just don't know. NSCGG says, I saw the ads in the comic books, but I always assumed it was just for Americans. Slut Studio, have a great night. It's good to see you. Good luck on all your stuff. Oh, so your friend just kept sending away for stuff. That's amazing. One time he sent in $5 for a get rich quick scheme, and they sent him back a letter that said, put ads in comics telling how to get rich for $5. Okay, water jetpacks. Okay, I have seen that video. Water jetpacks. You need to be attached to a hose. Yeah, I think I probably figured the same as Anna, because if they were space monkeys to order, they would probably get held up at the border. Customs would not want space monkeys crossing the border. That's for sure. We don't know what kind of space ticks they have on them. Okay. Yeah, I thought I saw a real jetpack. And my first question always with the jetpack was, how are you not getting burned by the jet thing happening right, like, near you? But apparently you don't. I don't know if you're wearing something heat-proof or something. Oh, and the CGG had sea monks and triops. All they want to do is eat each other. I've never had them. I feel like I've missed out. I do think I've seen hover, like a jetpack that has been on land, but it was super dangerous, as you would expect. Yeah, I'm just gonna redraw every single one of these trees, and then I'm gonna draw in black the ones that are further in, because right now they're kind of a mess. Okay, so yeah, you've heard of such a jetpack, Blaholtzen. Yeah. It's not just me making stuff up. Okay, I almost learned to fly a jetpack as the video title. Yeah, I think I've seen some weird clip. And it kind of reminds me of skiing in that it looks like fun, but it also looks incredibly dangerous and very easy to hurt yourself. And I would never. I mean, I have skied before, but I don't need to do it ever again. Yes, thank you, Blaholtzen. Make sure to watch the video after stream. In a similar vein, hang gliding. That looks like it would be fun, but it looks incredibly dangerous, and I would never do it. Because I'm a big old chicken. And I think the worst will happen. In everything. Because I think part of me can just imagine my mom's voice. You know, if I've taken a jetpack out and broke my leg, well, what did you expect? And she'd be right. There's the paranoid survive. No, you know what? I make fun. She wouldn't really say that, but she'd probably be thinking it, and so would I. Ooh, Bill Coon. At Star Wars Celebration 4 2007, there was a cosplayer of Boba Fett Boba Fett who had a real life non-water jetpack that had him fly onto the stage during the opening ceremony. That's really cool. Boba after he goes Boba Fett. He's autocorrect. And that's in 2007. So okay, so it is definitely a thing. That's definitely a thing. All right then. That should just be a segment on the stream every week. Is what do they have nowadays? Like they have self-driving transport trucks that fly through the air. You don't say. This nowadays segment for the Windroke, yeah. I assume they were very controlled circumstances with wires and such. Yeah, I can't imagine it would be that safe to use a rocket pack in an auditorium. They must have had some kind of he was on a tether or something that would mean he wouldn't die. Game Boys with see-through plastics, you can see the electronics inside. I was always a fan of that. I gotta say. Oh, let me check. Let me quickly check. Basic operating. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in the world, so just tell me anything. Yes, clear plastic things it is incredibly 90s. But it is really cool, and I think it can be educational. It wasn't educational for me because I don't have I didn't have any inclination or interest, but it could be if you were such a child, I'm sure. The clock in the phone. I mean, why not? I mean, it's such a fun thing. Ricky Morrow says, I always imagined a jetpack would just drag you along with it in an unpleasant way, not to mention the burns on the back. That is my point. Whenever you see they usually draw them like it's a backpack with flames coming out the back. Well, I feel like my hamstrings would get toasted. Unless I was wearing, whatever the heat resistant, like tinfoil pants or something. Something what the astronauts wear. Balton, your friends have been talking about clear plastic electronics a lot? A lot? Oh, well, the sound of the jetpack in the opening ceremony room was almost deafening when he ran his jetpack. I was there and saw it. I can only imagine. Yeah, so that's another thing. Ear protection. I need to put the fisherman up top. Oh no, no, whoops. Okay. Jim Matt says flame retardant suits. Yeah, yeah. I can see it. I can see it. Those have to be really something. I can't even not that breathable. Probably get super sweaty anyway, just from not having air circulate. What's a prison thing, Blowholton? Clear plastic electronics? Can you need thermal underwear? Oh, I see. Because in prison they sometimes require electronics to be see-through to avoid smuggling things. Oh, well that's cool too. What's the downside? Oh, because people associate that with prison stuff? Well, I don't. I don't know anything. Yeah, I'm probably gonna just completely redraw that stuff in the back, and I'm probably not gonna keep them this way. As you can see, I already want to adjust stuff. But not bad. We got a fairly decent amount of progress in there. Oh, please focus. Please focus, camera, that Dan recommended that I get. Focus on something. Focus, camera. Okay. We are going to attempt Personal Nightmare. I'm going to just have a quick fruit snack before we do that. And I'm going to change my stream title to the thing that I need to do. So, but I'm going to just eat first. Fruit. So we have apples and pears and persimmons. And I don't know, I'm not gonna mute myself, but if the sound of chewing bothers you, you can mute me. I guess what I can do is I can read the manual for you guys, because there is a bit of a story thing that doesn't happen in the game that you might want the benefit of knowing. So I will read that out. Okay. I just realized I can't eat and talk at the same time for politeness reasons. I've got a Bosque pears. These look like Royal Gala apples, judging from the skin. And Fuyu persimmons, which are quite nice. I'm a big fan of pears. I like them more than apples. Whoa. Deluxe talks, a few weeks ago we had Leia on stream, now we've got Chewie. That's terrible. You should be ashamed of yourself. Rook persimmons. They kind of come in season and like late fall. These are called Fuyu persimmons. I think Fuyu means winter in Japanese, so maybe that's why they're called that. And NSCG love all pears. I love pears. Rook, you've only tasted persimmon once and it was really strange. Was it very soft and ripe, or was it hard and crispy? They do have different kinds of persimmons, but the two different kinds I've tried are kind of the same tasting. It does have a slightly odd flavor that you might not be a fan of. Roke, is that what you're referring to? Oh, Mousemas, Kaki season is over? I guess these Kaki are not actually from Japan. But do you enjoy them? Do you enjoy them? The Fuyu Kaki? Oh, weird. Roke, not sure which variety had softish. The flavor was sweet, but left a sensation in the mouth that felt like your teeth and tongue were covered in candy dust like Smarties. Weird. You had a few kilos of Kaki this year? Oh my gosh. Yeah, and just to Jeffy, my snack preference is usually salty. I don't really have much of a sweet tooth. That's very strange, Roke. That your mouth felt dry and powdery. Even though it was sweet, I guess it must have had it was very astringent. Yeah, Froy, salty every time. Yep. Mm. Adam David. Adam David, welcome back. And what did you have for lunch?